Welcome back to Artscapes. I'm Susan Sablon, your host, and I have Andrew Deci from Fredericksburg, who is a photographer, in case you haven't seen the first part of the show. Now, Andrew, there's a photography story you're going to tell us. Tell me about it.
Well, when I was in school in college at Mary Washington, I worked for the student newspaper, and during that time, the Embry Dam in downtown Fredericksburg was imploded.
I remember.
And I had a lot of great opportunities with that story because, first off, working for the newspaper, I was trying to relay the story to the students. So I got to speak with the Army representatives that were doing the actual implosion. I got to go inside of the dam, and yeah, and it was just a great photography experience because it's such a gorgeous structure. It was such a gorgeous structure. But in preparation for the actual implosion, on the other side of the river in Stafford, I went and I was a responsible photographer. I went and contacted the landowner and said, hey, you know, I'm interested in taking pictures immediately after the dam is breached. Can I come on your property? Can I take pictures and all those kinds of things? So the dam blew up. I had taken pictures down there of the pictures of people waiting and looking at the dam being blown up. And then I went to Stafford County and went to this guy's house, and I'm standing on the edge of this cliff that overlooks where the Embry Dam site was. And I'm taking pictures, and all of a sudden I hear, you know, turn around, put your hands in the air, put the camera on the ground, turn around. And it was a sheriff's deputy.
Oh my.
A sheriff's deputy and a game warden that were there, and they were pretty much saying, this is not a place for you to be. And you know, and I was thinking, well, I'd done everything that I needed, but he demanded that I put my camera down and walk towards him slowly, and he patted me down.
Gosh.
So I think that was the closest run with the law enforcement that I had had. But
all to capture it
all
on
to
history.
take a picture, yeah.
And what happened with that?
Yeah, not much.
I saw your picture in the newspaper.
No.
So did you take a picture of these two gentlemen?
I wish that I could have. They scuttled me out pretty quick.
Did they? We got their names.
That's right.
Now, the pictures that we have all around us, they're different depths and breadths of your personality. I see the fun part of you here.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Andrew that I see in between breaks because you're lots of fun. Tell me about this, and then we're going to talk about something a little more complicated.
Yeah. The picture of Carl's was actually a story of trying to create a gift for a friend and for a professor that I had. She was leaving the school, and she needed something that kind of represented her time in Fredericksburg. So I went out and took a number of pictures of a couple of different things. They all kind of had a blue theme to them. And it just happened that I drove down Princess Anne Street and saw Carl's, and I thought, well, you know, I could take a picture of Carl's like it's normally taken, or I had this big, beautiful blue sky behind it, the blue sign, and it just kind of worked out. Yeah.
Wait, this is the sky behind it?
The sky behind it, and then
oh my gosh, it is.
Yeah, so all different hues of blue and white.
That's gorgeous. You know, I thought that was part of this. I guess I haven't looked at the sign for a while.
You need to go to Carl's more often.
Oh, yeah. A chocolate malt. I'm feeling, actually, two. You can have one for each hip.
That's right.
Now, that is simple and says it, but complicated because I didn't see the layers there.
Yes.
Speaking of layers, this picture here, I don't know if I can I mess up the set, Steve? I'll leave it there. You just tell me about it.
That picture was taken at Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. There is a railroad crossing, if anyone's been there, and a pedestrian bridge that you can walk across. I believe it's the Potomac River. And from the side of the river looking towards the bridge, there's just this great opportunity for me to take a really close picture that just showed the bridge itself and the abutments and the lifts on it. And what ended up happening because of the light was all these different textures.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
you have the metal textures of the pedestrian crossing, and then the old girders, and then the stone down below, and everything just has a slightly different texture to it. And then you have a couple of folks that are on there enjoying the river, and they kind of stand out as that which is different. So.
Oh, it's beautiful. They're just, once again, layers and layers. So do you have a favorite thing that you like to photograph, or?
Buildings don't talk back to you. You pose people, and they don't necessarily like the way you pose them, or they're always not happy with their smile. So buildings are pretty good for that. Plants and buildings provide a lot of different color.
Right.
For my own personal interest, architecture is something that I love too. But yeah, plants definitely brings a lot of color to it.
Well, you can tell you like the architecture, and you tell you have a really, really, really good eye for it.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
And the picture behind me, what kind of leaf? Is this ginkgo too, or?
No, that's not ginkgo. I believe that is, I don't know.
Orange?
Yes, it's orange tree. I mean orange plant.
Is it really?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
You stop that.
I know.
He's also really fun. If you were to talk seriously, and I know that that's probably not possible, I'm going to ask your fiance about that.
Understood.
Okay, I want you to give some words of advice to our photographers out there. I know we've got viewers, every single one of you guys who come up to me when I'm out eating or running around Fredericksburg. You come every single day. I have people tell me this. It's a heady, wonderful feeling to know people watch. But it's also amazing because we have so many artists out there.
That's right.
People who don't even know it.
Correct.
So I want you to look in that camera.
Sure.
And I want you to give some words of advice
right.
to whoever's out there.
There are 2 words of advice that I would give. And the first, especially for an aspiring photographer, is to take advantage of the resources that we have here in Fredericksburg. Our community is filled with great photographers and great artists, and a lot of them are willing to share their time and experience and energy with folks that are interested in the hobby. We do have a lot of regional photography groups and places that kind of assist up-and-coming photographers with learning new skills. And then the second hint or word of wisdom that I would provide is that of, if you're interested in photography and taking pictures, keep your camera with you all the time. If you see something that's great to take a picture of, take it. Even myself, I've been in situations where I'll see something that's just absolutely incredible, and I won't have my camera to take a picture of it, and that's a missed opportunity. And in photography, you want to capture those things. You don't want to miss them. So that's what I would issue as 2 words of wisdom.
Very good. I like those words of wisdom. And if people come up to you on the streets and say, hey, I saw you on TV, then...
I'll deny it.
No. No, you won't. You're going to say you know me, and you're going to cite my book.
That's right.
I'm so proud that you do what you do, and that you capture parts of Fredericksburg that we might not have, again, King George, Fredericksburg, Stafford. I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud to know you because you are just such a couple of words, Andrew Deci. And all of a sudden you've become a real person thanks to Darlene. Yeah. Well, thanks to your mom and your dad. You become real to us, and you've shared yourself with us today. If people want to get a hold of you, we don't give phone numbers, but do you have an email address or a website?
I do have a website.
What is that?
It is www.andrewdeci, spelled DECI.com. And on there you'll see a blog of different types of photo things that I've done, and my own general ramblings about life and things that I'm involved in, trips that I go on, and then also more information about my photography and a portfolio of work that I have as well.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for being with us. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like the show just went in a second, and it did, because when you're with a good subject, it always works out. I appreciate that you watched the show. I appreciate that you let me know that you watched the show. And we'll be seeing you again next time on Artscape. I'm Susan Sublime.